Hi, my name is Lindsay, and I'm going to talk about my career wanderings. First, where I started, then where I am now, then where I want to be in the future, and how I plan to get there. First, I was born in Colby, Kansas, a small town about 5,000. My first position was a legal secretary for our county attorney's prosecuting office. As a senior in high school, this was a huge opportunity for me. It started as just an OJT assignment and then turned into a full-time position. After I left that position, I pursued my associate's degree in criminal justice at Colby Community College. Um, Throughout my college experience there, I waitressed at our local steakhouse. And then after that, I moved to Topeka, Kansas. There, I worked some temporary positions until I found a good job at the unemployment office, which was still a temporary position, but I was there for over a year. And after about a year and a half of living in Topeka, um, I decided to move to Des Moines, Iowa. Again, there I just worked temporary positions, medical offices, unemployment, not unemployment, home, mortgage insurance. Um, and then about after 9 months there, I needed to move back home. And so I went back to Colby. Wasn't really my favorite choice, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes. So after I moved back to Colby, I got a job as a 911 dispatcher. And that was dispatching for the Colby Police Department, the Thomas County Sheriff's Office, Thomas County EMS, and the Colby Fire Department. So this was a huge change in what I had been doing. It was amazing. I loved that position. I learned a lot about how to deal with people at their worst possible moments in time. Sometimes dealing with people when they're there to help somebody. It was incredible to see just all the different scenarios. And it was also tough being in my hometown. A lot of the people, a lot of the calls I personally knew. So after that, I was there for about 2.5 years. After that, I decided to move to Colorado. When I first moved to Colorado, I got a job at Kit Carson Correctional Center through CCA, which was a prison in Burlington. That position was interesting to say the least. I was hired as the records clerk, was then transitioned into the master program scheduler, which was in charge of all of the inmates' jobs and pay. It was really interesting, and I learned a lot. And then I just decided that that wasn't really the place for me. So I moved to Colorado Springs, Colorado, which is where I'm at now. I moved to Colorado Springs about 2 years ago now, and I absolutely love it. I would not change that for the world. So, where I am now, Colorado Springs. I currently have a position at Pioneer Landscape Centers in our wholesale department. I am the operations and logistics manager, and I'm finally at a good financial state career wise. I've never really had a job that's paid me, what I feel like I'm worth, and I finally have found somebody that will pay me what I want and what I feel like I deserve, and my position is amazing. I wouldn't change it. Where I want to be, originally I would have thought somewhere in criminal justice. That's where I got my first degree. That's kind of where I based a lot of my positions on. And then I got this position at a landscape center, which was completely out of my realm. And they threw me into operations and logistics, which is something I'd never really done before. But I absolutely love it. I'm great at it. I excel at it. And it's definitely where I want my future to be. Somewhere in management of operations, logistics, supply and demand, anything down those lines. Being going to a graduate college here in about a year, I'm not 100% positive on where I want to be in the, long-term future, but definitely in the short term, I'm focused on my position that I'm in now. It's a great opportunity, and I definitely love what I do now in operations and logistics, and I definitely want to see what potential that has and where that can take me. So my plans on where I need to be and how I'm going to get there are based a lot on my education. So when I graduate from Fort Hays in a year, I hope to use my education and everything that I'm going to learn in between now and then will help me better my future and better my career. As of right now, I want to learn how to become a better manager. I want to do something versus doing nothing. I just want to learn as much as I can, and I feel like between learning, my education, and just having a good mentor at work, which I do right now with my current boss, I feel like the sky's the limit. I'm excited to see what the future has in hold for me, and this was a really fun assignment to kind of look back and see kind of where I started, where I had been, where I am now, and kind of made me think about my future and how much I love what I do right now and how I want to continue doing what I love.